Hey guys, I'm here today to show you our new ebook and digital audiobook platform, Sora. Sora is powered by Overdrive, which is the same app and software that the public library system uses for its ebooks and digital audiobooks. So if you've used that before, this is probably going to feel really familiar. But let's take a look. If you're on your Chromebook, you can just type in soraapp.com. You can see that I've already been here way too many times, but go ahead and enter in. If you're on your iPhone or Android phone, you can actually go to your app store and find it there. It's probably Sora Overdrive. You'll see the little floaty guy there, and you'll want to get that downloaded. I personally listen to audiobooks on my phone all the time, so that's how I usually use Sora. Now in this case, you can see it knows where I am because I'm on the school's Wi-Fi. At home, you're probably going to have to search, and you're going to want to search for North Santiam School District because we're using this as a district-wide service that all of our schools are able to use. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and click here because I'm ready to move on. And it's going to ask me to confirm. Sign in using this school district. All right, it's going to ask for my credentials. Please, please, please make sure you're using your school credentials, both for teachers and students. You have to use your district email to get logged in. Now, it has my password saved, but the first time you log in, you're probably going to have to enter your password. All right, this is the landing page. If you look down here on the bottom, you can see where the Explore icon is lit up. This is the Explore page. You can see that we are looking at our school district's catalog, and you can see all kinds of stuff here. We've got what's available now, and that just shows you everything that you can check out right this moment. It also gives you some popular subjects, and it gives you the count of items in there. Right now, it's not a ton because we haven't begun purchasing for this platform yet, but expect a lot of updates in the month of September. New ebook editions, again, you'll see a lot of change here in the next couple of months. New audiobook editions. I am so excited to get you guys more audiobooks because I love them. Most popular, once you guys start using the platform, you're going to see a lot of change here too because it's going to show you what's being checked out. And then your next great read. This is based on your personal checkout history, so it's going to start recommending you things based on what you've already read. Now down here, we have a couple of different things to click on. If we click on home, it brings up this page. Sora allows teachers to assign reading. I don't believe any of our staff plan on using that this year, but I don't know for sure. No book loans means that I don't have anything checked out right now, but we're going to fix that in a minute. Recently defined words. When you're reading an ebook in Sora, you can look up the definition of words and it will track those here. You can also make notes and highlights, which will also be tracked here. So that's your home page. I'm going to skip shelf because we're going to look at that here in a second once we've checked out a book. But I'm going to go to me and show you your profile page. So mine already says the name I want to be called, Mrs. Harlow, but if you click it, you can change it. I'm going to keep that one because that's my name. If you click on the icon, you can select a different one, but come on, the robot's super cute. Obviously, I have to be a robot. You'll also see a collection of stats. You can tell I haven't used Sora personally a whole lot, not yet anyway. But there's also achievements. As if reading wasn't already fun enough, they give you little badges for doing certain things within the app. So I think that's pretty cool. But we're going to go back to Explore. I'm going to show you a couple more things here. We're going to scroll back up to the top. Before we start looking for a book, I just want to show you guys up here in the top right is your menu. If you click that, it shows you your name, what library you're using, your icon, but it also says libraries here. You'll notice that mine says Oregon Digital Library, and that is the public library system because I have a public library card. If you also have a public library card, you can click Add Library, and that will take you to the screens to get that set up so that you can use both catalogs, which is a really cool thing. There's also some general settings, hold settings, download settings. That's all stuff you're going to want to take a look at and decide what to use. And if you ever have questions, just email me. But for now, we're going to leave that be. What I really want to show you is preferences, because this is basically how you filter any of your searches. I'm going to change the preferences to what they typically are for me when I'm using a service like this. So right now we're looking at everything, whether the book is checked out or in or available or not. So normally I don't do that because if I'm looking on a service like this, the chances are I'm not really willing to wait. I need something right now. So I'm going to change it to available books. So I'm only going to look at what's available right now. I don't really care how it's sorted, but the format's really important to me. I personally don't read a lot of ebooks, but I love audiobooks. So I'm only going to look at audiobooks that are available right now. So I'm going to click apply, and you'll see our Explore page has changed dramatically. So you can see what's available now. You can see the popular subjects have changed. Popular subjects is really cool because it's just a great way to start exploring. And like if you don't know what you want to read, it's a great way to browse. New additions. The fact that we have Pride and Prejudice on audio is pretty rad as far as I'm concerned. Most popular. All of this will change as you guys start to use the app. And again, these are not the things I would typically listen to, although Sea Otter Heroes, come on. Everyone wants to know more about Sea Otter Heroes. All right. So I'm going to do a search just to show you guys how that works. And I'm going to search Jane Austen. So say you know the author you're looking for. So we only have one available audiobook by Jane Austen right now. Typically, if I'm going to check out an audiobook, I would listen to the narrator first, just because to me, the narrator can make or break it. But for the sake of the tutorial, we're just going to go ahead and borrow it so I can show you guys that process. Thinking. All right, so now it takes us to the web apps player. And you can see it's pretty straightforward. There's some things up here in the top right that I can get into if you're going to be listening to a lot of audiobooks and what these do. You're always welcome to email me, or I plan on having library office hours. So once that's up and going, you can always drop in on that too. All right, so now I have something checked out. So I'm going to go down here to our shelf. Shelf shows you your loans, which is library speak for what you have checked out. Right now, I just have this audiobook checked out. It's currently downloading, and it's due in 13 days. Our checkout period is 2 weeks for our library, just like it is in person. Our holds, I don't have any holds right now, and that's because everything in our library is currently available. But if you have questions about how to place a hold, it's pretty straightforward, but I can always help you with that. Lists, you can build lists, wish lists, other lists, all kinds of lists. You can rate books, whether you like them or not, and it will track all of that here. And then history. This one's really great because it shows you what you've checked out in the past. And so I can see that I've read The Arithmetist, Forgotten Bones, and Pride and Prejudice. So I like fantasy, magic, bones, and historical fiction. So that would help me as the librarian help you decide on the next book. It also is really helpful because if you read something like months ago and you can't remember what it was, but you know you liked it, we could go back through your history and try and figure it out so we can find something similar. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go into options on this one, and that pulls up basically like your shelf page around the book you've checked out. So I can open it and start listening, or I can renew it, which right now I actually can't because it's too soon. It actually tells you it's too early to renew this. You're crazy. So we go back. You can mark it as done. You can make notes. You can add it to a list. So like if you had a list for English and you're reading some novels for your English class, you could actually make a list of those. But what I'm going to do actually gives you some details about the audiobook down here too, which is cool. I'm going to return it because I've read Pride and Prejudice way too many times and I don't need to listen to it right now. What's great about this is that you can return it at any time, or if you don't renew it and you're 14 days are up, it will just automatically disappear off your shelf and you don't have to think about it. So I'm going to go ahead and return it. And it's going to take me back to my shelf and show me that I have no books checked out, which is accurate. All right, I'm going to go back to Explore. It's saved my last search history, so I can actually just go back to Explore here. And I'm back to the page with my preferences included. Those preferences will stay as long as you're logged in. So you can change those as often as you want or as needed. All right. I think that pretty much handles it. There's some other things like collections, which will allow teachers and me to make recommendations for you. I'm not 100% sure how that actually works yet. So more on that once I understand it. But the bare bones of the app and the website are now available to you. You can log in and get going. I really plan on boosting this collection over the course of the year, so you'll see more and more stuff appearing as we move forward. If you have questions, please email me or pop into one of my library office hours. I'd be happy to see you and help you through anything and get you some book recommendations and get you reading. All right? Thank you guys. Have a good day.